Hey, everybody. What is a halo honk? What is Pollyanna syndrome? And the week that's coming up ahead of us. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be rough. All in the next Cup of Joe. Stay tuned.
Wake up for your cup of Joe.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's another week, another hard week. We were doing okay for a bit. We had that winning streak, and then we lost, what was it, 5 in a row? And I swear I thought we were going to go the whole six back-to-back, 6 wins, 6 losses. That would have been horrible. I guess it's okay. We won that game. But then we had a brilliant performance by Tyler Anderson, which is, if you go back in our videos, Todd and everybody has talked about it and went over those games. And great performance, hitting and wise and pitching. But of course, then we fall again, 5-0, and it's a third game already within this week where we've lost 5-0 to someone. We got shut out. Really bad. A lot of things need to get worked on. But anyway, what we need to work on first is our sponsors, right? If you are listening or watching this wonderful channel, you are sponsored by Noble Ale Works. Noble Ale Works is a brewery just outside of Angel Stadium and the Honda Center. If you just go ahead and stop on by, it's at 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get a discount on any of their beer purchases there just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Also, head on down to 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets is the place to be to get your 10% off of any ticket price just by mentioning HITI in the apply now code when you're ordering. Use a little apply, it'll say apply code now on the order there online. So you just go ahead and type in the HITI and get your discount there on any of your tickets. You're probably not buying Angels tickets, but and there's a lot of concerts going on and there's a lot of things happening. So yeah, you get your discounts and also stop by Mezzo's Italian restaurant just outside of Angel Stadium as well. You've been watching Todd doing his broadcasts from there and stuffing his face with those calzones. I'm telling you, I was looking at that the last video he just did too, and I'm just thinking, God, I gotta get down there. I haven't been able to get down there. I live in LA County. I live all the way up in the foothills, and I have a very busy schedule with work and everything too, so it's hard for me to get down there to the games. Also, there's not much luring me down there either as far as the team is concerned, but I do want to get down to Mezzo's. If you guys want to head down there to just try a new restaurant too, try it out. Go down there, check it out. Todd raves about that place. It's great. Pricing's great. Food is amazing. Location is awesome. If you're heading down to go watch a game as well, what a great place to go hang out and have a meal and then head into the stadium or do it afterwards. So go ahead and check that out. That looks like the place to be. That's why I want to go. I want to go hang out there. That place looks great. I want to go down there with Todd. Maybe we could do that thing where we each have calzones and then we like wrap the arms around and feed each other. Nice and creepy style. Anyway, honks. What the hell is a halo honk? I've had a lot of people ask me this. I don't know why they don't know. It's all over AM 830 thanks to our great Roger Lodge, that bootlicking houseman of a man, if I'm saying that right. But most of us know what it is or who it is. It's a marvelous creature. But they come from we all come from the same place. That's the thing. So heading into this, we're not. We definitely disagree here at Halos in the Infield. We're a very, I guess you could say, a realist kind of podcast when it comes to the Angels. We tell it like it is. We are upset with the way they are. We don't agree with how things are. So they kind of go the more positive way. So let's let's look into that. When you break down the word honk, you get the definition of which is it's a noun. It's a call of a wild goose, which has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about. But what I like to, my definition for it is a overly and obnoxious, optimistic fan for your Angels. Just very, very. This, I I can't even think of another word to put in their place, but just they're. I'm gonna be nice here. I'm gonna be peaceful here. I've, I give them a lot of credit for their optimism. It's a good way to be optimistic. But I'm the opposite. I'm a very negative person, which is not a great quality all the time. You know, my wife lets me hear about it all the time. Why can't you say something nice? You know, I don't have a lot of nice things to say. But these people are out of control when it comes to that. So what it breaks down to is what's called the Pollyanna principle, or I like to call the Halo Pollyanna principle. Um, it's a syndrome that's known when a person is excessively positive. It even blinds them to a point where they don't see anything negative or real. So that's exactly what a hunk is someone who suffers from Pollyanna syndrome. And I'm joking, of course, but these fans are hardcore fans like we are, except they go about it a whole different way. It's even kind of it gets upsetting to us as well because we just don't see eye to eye. I have a lot of anger built inside me right now when it comes to this organization because I love this franchise so much. Uh, I've mentioned before, this is my favorite sport. This is my favorite team. I love the Angels. Uh, and to see them perform the way they do, to see that lineup every day, to see Artie just, line his pockets, selling tickets, and to see people just continuously show up, go to the games and support, which I can't even get mad at you supporting the team. Of course we have to support the team. This is my way of supporting this team is doing this podcast. And also um it's Todd's way, it's Fernando's way, it's the two James, it's Rob, it's all of our way of showing you how passionate we are about this team. Why would we be doing this? I could have a podcast right now about 1970s video games or horror movies. There's a lot of other interests I have that where I can come out and have some kind of a podcast for, driven by the passion I have for it. If I didn't have that, why would I be doing this? Well, I do have the passion. I just kind of do it in a different way. These people are just they want that good to happen, and I don't blame them. But it gets annoying after a while. We're all Angel fans. There's just I wish I could talk to these people after wringing their neck and just tell them, look, I get it. You want them to win. You want them to succeed. I do too. I don't see it happening. Let's be real here. What needs to happen? I go on social media and I blab off, sell the team left and right. I wear the paper bag that you see in the back there. I can't get my finger to point right. There we go. There we go. I get I'm doing that finger thing like Joe Biden does it. Where he kind of just scratches the nose there as he has his eyes kind of like. Anyway, so playing with the camera here. Where was I? So yeah, I have my way of doing it. I have my way of showing how I'm upset about it. And a lot of other people they just a lot of these hunks just don't have that in them. They just don't have it in them. They have to come out and say, you're wrong and I'm right. And this is how it's supposed to be run. So anyway, I'm on social media blabbing it all the time, making a big stink about it. Already sell the team. That's the only way. Honestly, that's because I feel personally that is the only solution the Angels organization has right now is for Artie to sell and then us take that gamble on a new owner, because who's to say this new owner is any good? What if we get another Frank McCourt? What if we get another Artie Moreno? Who knows? We don't know. Maybe we get some kind of an organization that just wants to cash it in too. We don't know. But what I do know is right now, nothing's happening. Artie, you've been in charge of this organization for 21 years. And we've seen some good, but I believe that good was in the beginning, and that was writing off of what Disney and Autry had built before. I think anybody could have come in and kind of rode the waves there and got the team to where they were going. Keep in mind, we didn't do too much, but we had good seasons. But after that, when it was fully Artie's regime and his management and all his people and him fully taking over, there's just been bad signing after bad signing, bad things happening. We've already discussed in video before about our curse. So Artie wasn't helping there at all either. Trying to turn that around or even even get us on the right track, but nothing's happened. So anyway, what I took down was a list of comments that I took off of social media of some people who are the Halo honks that we despise so much here at Halos in the Infield. And of course, there'll be no names mentioned, but just what they've posted and what answers I have back for them. This is what we deal with on a daily when it comes to Angels fans. These fans and us, we're kind of separated. Then there's also the separation of the fans who support what our city name is and where we're playing, and there's the others that don't. And one's heavier than the other. There's more of either side. It just seems there's a lot of division within our fan base, which is weird. We got to get that straightened out. And I think a lot of that was done by Artie. And I think once he's out, maybe we could all come together on this. Who knows? Maybe we'll come to some kind of a conclusion. How will selling the team help? And why is that the only solution anybody can ever come up with? That was one. So which I was getting into now, how would it help? Well, you got to look at Artie's body of work. I mean, he's like I said, coming in, he had a great signing when it came with sort of with Vladimir Guerrero, Jose Guillen, and Bartolo Colon. Vladimir was signed to a 5-year deal for $70 million. He brought in Jose Guillen for, I believe it was a $3.5 million deal. And then he brought in Bartolo Colon for a 4-year, $51 million, which was guaranteed too, by the way. Well, all these, Jose Guillen didn't last too long. We all know how that turned out. So that contract kind of went out. We kind of traded him off and aided on that one when it came to his salary. And then Bartolo Colon, he had his first season, which was in 2004 with 18 wins. 2005, he went 21-8. And then in 2006, he got hurt. I think it was 1-5 that season or something like that. He got hurt. He was out. Came back in 2007. He was 6-8 and 7. So it didn't turn out too well with him afterwards. Of course, Vladimir Guerrero had a great career with us here and is a Hall of Famer, and everyone adores that man and wants his number up and all that other stuff. I do too. I loved Vladimir Guerrero. I loved watching him play. He was an amazing baseball player. So great signing. One okay, one didn't turn out well. Okay start. Maybe we'll do a little bit better after that. But after that, just to name a few more to add to that question. In 2007, Gary Matthews Jr., we signed him to, was it 5 years, 50 mil, I think it was. 2011, Vernon Wells. Do we remember Vernon Wells? That guy who had a 4-year? I think I wrote it down here, a 4-year. I'm sorry. He was let's see, Vernon Wells, he was traded to us with his last 4 years of a 7-year contract, which was worth $126 million or something like that, which was crazy. So yeah, we got him in a trade, but that didn't work out well at all. That was really bad. I think he only played 2 years with us. Albert Pujols, 10 years, $240 million. We all remember that contract when that happened. And a lot of people that I knew blew it. They thought it was insane to sign a man of his age for that long and for that much money. And we had to ride that contract out for quite a while until he was done. He and nothing much came from it either. And then you got, of course, the famous one, Josh Hamilton, 5 years, $125 million. Zach Kozart in 2018, 3 years, $38 million. None of these worked out for us. Bad contracts. Then we come up with, of course, Anthony Rendon. I hate to say this because he was so great with us. Mike Trout, the beginning of his career, I mean, the greatest thing we've ever seen next to Shohei Ohtani, which was another mind blower that we would have two players of that caliber, not let alone seeing around the same time, but being on the same team was something amazing. But with the recent years with Mike Trout and his injuries and him being out, is this contract a flop as well? Is this turning out bad? Did we only get a few years with him? When we could have got more? Is it the curse? Who knows? But what I do know is that is starting to look a little rough now with all these injuries that Trout's going through. And then, of course, the one that didn't happen. Part of me is glad it didn't happen, but the way it went down was wrong with Shohei Ohtani. The fact that we thought we could make a playoff run with him was ridiculous, and losing him for absolutely nothing and him going to the Dodgers was something that could have been, I think, controlled by our management, and he could have gone off to another team, and we could have traded him and got something for him, maybe out of a handful of guys or 4 guys, whatever, for the trade. One sticks as a good player. I'm happy with that. It's better than absolutely nothing. And seeing him go to the Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers aren't in our division. It's not like the A's where we play them 47 times in the season. It's nothing like that at all. They're not going to the Mariners. They're not going to Houston. They're not going to any of these teams that are in our division. But they are a crosstown rival. And the fact that you just send them over there is just a bigger kick in our balls than anything. As a proud Angels fan, I hate any player that ends up going over there. I couldn't stand seeing Adam Kennedy in a Dodger uniform. Could stand seeing other players that have left us and went there and wore that blue. I just hate the Dodgers. That's just how it is with me. Some of you may not be so hateful on them. Some of you may not care. I get it. We only play them a few games in a season. But to me, that's a big deal. Now, he should have been shipped off to the East for a trade. We could have got something from something. Of course, nothing happened. So you look at Artie's body of work. That's contract only. Now you don't even want to get into how he's running our minor league system, how he's running the state. Well, the city owns the stadium, but him being on top of them for things to be repaired, things to be fixed, things to be upgraded, that's on him to get on them about. And it doesn't seem like any of that's happening right now. All that's happening is that Artie is complaining that Anaheim owes him $5 million because of that whole stadium debacle that went on. I guess it was something there where they owe him, they used his money for something and they owe him back. I don't know the details on that, but he is upset about $5 million that they owe him, and that's all that's going on right now. What's going to happen with us as far as a stadium is concerned, whether we refurbish our original, which if we did it in a proper way, I honestly don't have a problem with that. I love that stadium. I grew up there. Or build one right next door, brand new. And once it's done, knock down the old one. I'm fine with that too. We can use a brand new stadium. That would be nice. If he plans on moving them out of Anaheim, that's a whole other different story and a whole different thing. So if he plans on going into LA County with a new stadium or something like that to further support the team name he's given them, even though he really hasn't done anything else with that team name other than make his money. But that's a big question mark. So stadium, big question mark. Minor league, a big question mark. The future of our ball club that's out on the field right now, our professional ball club, our team that's out there, our lineup. You look at our pitchers, you look at our batting lineup and how these guys are hitting. It's we got some young guys, but there's nothing here that's being built on. There's also talk of having a fire sale too. Who knows what's going to happen? We don't know. There's a question mark on that too. So here's Artie's body of work with us as of now, looking into the future. It's a big fat question mark. What do you do with that as a fan? Do you want to go buy a jersey of who? Well, get a blank one. Put your name on the back. Do you want to go buy a new hat? These things cost a lot of money. When around 2002, excuse me, when the Angels won the World Series into the late 90s, when I'm buying hats, I'm buying Angel caps, I'm paying 18, 19 bucks. A lot more than that now. Jerseys were about a little under 100 bucks, 80 bucks, 90 bucks. Now they're way more than that now. Everything's much more expensive. Economy's out of whack as well here in California, or everywhere actually. And cost of living has gone up. So a lot of people don't have that much to fling when it comes to buying merchandise. So now Artie has put us up where, well, one, there's no reason for us to go buy any of his merchandise. And two, it's a little tough for us to go do it as well. So instead of him luring us in and trying to make us buy more by putting a good product out in the field and getting this team going where you want to spend that money, you know what? I may even save a little bit here, a little bit there. I may sell something. I got to get that jersey, or I got to get that player. I got to get that player's jersey or hat, or I need to get, or if he was to even rebrand and change the uniform, I got to get that new shirt, that new jersey. None of that's going to happen because there's just nothing going on right now. A lot of that comes into play, and a lot of that is, all rolled up, with tied up with a nice little bow. It's a whole. You would think he'd know this too. It's a marketing scheme. He knows marketing. He knows business. He knows it. He's not new to it. He's not some guy that was, just came into a bunch of money and now is trying to run a franchise. This guy knows, which worries me because he also knows how to cut where he needs to cut. And that's definitely what he's been doing. So, I could go on and on and on. And I'm rambling as it is right now, but that's his body of work. How will signing the team help? It's been 21 years. How much longer are we supposed to wait for this guy to act? How much longer are we supposed to wait for this guy to jump in and start doing the right things, like hiring baseball people, have them take charge, sit back and collect the money, Artie, have them make the decisions, get a good product out in the field, start from the ground up, which is they're going to have to do, start over again, have a fire sale, go in there, rebuild your minor league system, get your young lineup out there, your young team out there on the field for your major league team, and build from there. Have a plan. Let the fans know what the plan is too. Hey, look, we this many years, in 3, 4, 5 years, we plan on being here. This is what we want. Here's a new motto. Here's a new mantra for us. Here's a new this and a new that. There's so many things that need to be done, and he's just not doing it. He's never done it. I don't see it happening. So I have no faith or hope in him running this franchise. I just don't. And that's why I say he must sell the team. And I'm willing to gamble on anyone else going to get it. Who knows? We may luck out and get a great owner and turn it around. We may luck out, like I mention all the time, the LA Clippers, with Ballmer. They just lost Paul George. They have an issue with a person who's a great player, but who is injured all the time too, with Kawhi Leonard. That's what we deal with. So he's got some little things he's got to deal with. But you have faith in an owner like that, with the people he has hired around him, and how he's going to direct that team in the right direction for next season. Who's he going to pick up? Who's he going to go after? How is he going to fix that issue? You have that faith in him because he not only just spends the money, he's proven that he's made some really good moves as well. And Artie has spent a lot of money. I'm gonna give him that. He had some deep pockets for these for these players. He's probably pulled from our minor league system to pay these guys, but they were bad decisions. There were contracts that didn't fall through. Yeah, sometimes they do fall through. Sometimes they don't work out. Sometimes you do get that big player and it just doesn't pan out and he fades out, and sometimes you have to eat a contract. But this is happening all through Artie's tenure as owner for the Angels. So that was just the first one. I'm going to move on. Go find another team. We don't want you with ours. That's what they tell me. Go find another team if you're going to complain. I want to, but I can't. There are 4 fan bases that I can't stand, and 2 of them are my teams, believe it or not, and the other 2 are the Raiders and Dodgers. Can't stand the Raiders and Dodgers fan bases. Can't stand them. I'm a Lakers fan. Can't stand the Lakers fan base. I can't stand the way they act, the way they are on social media, the way they are with other teams, the way they talk, how uneducated a lot of them are when they speak about their team. They don't know what they're talking about half the time. I can't tell you how many feeds I get about Bronny and how great he is and how he's going to lead us to the next NBA championship. It's ridiculous. I can't take them anymore. It drives me crazy. And also the Angels fan base. We're all over the place. We're divided. We got the crazies, like I'm talking about, the Halo hunks. And then you got us too, who are angry. We're pissed off. We're not happy. It sucks. It sucks to be an Angels fan right now. It really does. But but I love my team, so I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. I have the same passion you do, hunks. I just deal with it in a different way. This ship is going in the right direction. Thank goodness Rendon and Trout have been out. This team is 100% better without them. If management continues on this track, it's about a 1 to 2 years out of contention. So he thinks that that we're 1-2 years out of being a contending team. I'm sorry, I don't see that happening. You're asking for a miracle. Where, I mean, are we just going to sign a bunch of contracts? We have a bunch of free agents coming up in the offseason that we're just going to sign and throw on the team, and here we go. That's what's been happening. We can't win that way. We're not building the proper way. We got to look at other teams, not only in baseball, but other sports as well, who are properly building their teams from the ground up. You know, the Kings did it in the early 2010s. The Ducks are in the process. These teams know what they're doing as far as rebuilding a team, having to start over and bring it back up. Keep in mind, when the Kings did do that, we went on to finally win our first Stanley Cup. And then a couple of years later, we did it again. That's ownership and good management. Now, I can't expect, and I don't know how you would expect me to have that kind of faith in this owner to pull something off like that. There's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry. The last 3 years alone have been almost, the last 2 years are exactly the same. And with this year, maybe worse. How is there any kind of growth? There's no growth. We're going backwards. I think this season definitely is going to be worse than last year. And the last 2 years are the same record. How are we getting any better? How is it getting any better? Plus, we lost an absolute phenom that we had also the last 2 years, who was playing 2 positions, hitting and pitching for us. This guy was trying to win these games on his own because no one else was hitting. It's I don't see how you could possibly think we're in contention. Are you maybe you like the young players that are playing right now, Neto, Ohapi. I love those guys. Even keep them and build around them too. That's a great idea. I love it. But come on, you can't, with the model we have right now. What do you think can possibly happen to turn this team around in 1 to 2 years so that we are contenders? We can't even get past 500. We have a lot of work to do. And I think a lot of that work should be up to a new owner because this guy can't do it. He's just not going to do it. One said, can't win every game. That's true. We can't. I have no argument there. We can't win every game. We can't even win a lot of games. We could win a few. So that's nice. Maybe a good little, big hit game. And then we go hitless for 2-3 games after that. So that's pretty much what we do. Win, lose, don't matter. I'll be an Angels fan for life. Well, I get that. You're going to be an Angels fan for life. I get it. I'm an Angels fan for life. Win or lose, that's true. Win or lose, I'm going to be a fan. But you're telling me that like I'm leaving the organization. I'm moving on to another team. I'm not quitting my team. Win or lose, I'm with them too. They're losing a lot, and I'm going to stick with them as tough as it is. So that argument is kind of like, okay, I get it, but I kind of agree with you in a way. Uh, Angels can still take the series. They're talking about the Oakland series we just had, where Oakland swept us. Angels can still take the series. Saying they suck is premature. We've sucked for about 9 years. You go back 9 years, we've sucked. I don't think it's premature to say we suck. Matter of fact, I don't think it's premature to say we're doomed and we'll never see anything good as long as this guy is owner and in charge. That's not premature at all. I don't know what you're even talking about there. And then this one here, I'm sure you won't agree, but this team is improving every day. Angels have had a good month of June. No reason to be down on them. No reason for you to be negative. Let's stick to the positive. Once again, the Pollyanna syndrome. Well, if you want to look at it technically, they did have a good June. But you're going to look at this year so far with the end of March and April altogether, they went 11-19. In May, they went 10-18. And in June, they went 15-11. A lot of that was thanks to that 6-game winning streak we had. And plus it was a short month, but 15-11 in June. Yes. But come on, man. This team is completely, this team is definitely, in my opinion, I think they're gonna sell a lot of these guys out. I think that's what they're gonna do towards the end. I can't possibly believe that they're in that office thinking we're gonna push for the postseason with this team. It's not gonna happen. There's no way it's gonna happen. Nothing's there. Even with Rendon and Trout coming back full strength and have a decent season for the rest of the season, it's not gonna happen. There's not enough run support. We have Anderson pitching a great game, and then we have guys falling short after that. Our bullpen is holding the ship together a bit, but none of it's coming together. We'll have our games where we score 5 to 8 runs, and then we have 2-3 games in a row after that where we hardly score anything. Nothing's happening. I just don't see. I don't see this season turning around at all. I just don't. And it all depends on what happens on the off season after this one to make any kind of judgment for the following season. But I don't see anything happening. I just don't. So it's depressing. I get it. You're probably like, man, Halo Joe, that's the guy. I don't want to hang out with that guy. Who would want to hang out with that guy? Imagine sitting down having a cup of coffee with that guy. Well, you are right now. I hope you're enjoying your cup of coffee too this beautiful Monday morning. We just got over that hot weekend on Friday and Saturday, and even Sunday was pretty warm. Looks like it's gonna be pretty warm all week. We're looking at the 90s. I'm doing the Biden scratch again on my nose. But I don't want to be negative, but what's happening with our franchise is negative. It's bad. And we got to yell about it. We got to scream about it. We got to make noise about it. That's, like I said, why I wear the bag, why I wear the bag to the game, why Todd does what he does on his post-game show every night, why all of us here at Heedy do what we do. We're passionate for this team. We're huge fans, just as much as the Honks are. But we're realists. We see what's really happening. And we also see Angels media following along with the Honks and staying positive and not focusing on what's really going on. They're wanting to stay positive. They want They want to get a more uplifting broadcast, thinking that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to take to bring more people in. Sure, people want to hear good things. People want to sit and watch bad things all the time. No one likes to sit and watch the news all day long, except older folks, I guess. But we feel that no one is really letting everyone hear how really pissed off we Angel fans are. So that's where we stand. That's who we are. I can't say much more than that. We are all Angel fans, and we are all in this together. This big giant bowl of steamy crap, and it's been put out by the great Artie Moreno. Thanks a lot, Artie. So just imagine a steamy pile of crap with a little halo, steamy halo above it. That should be my new logo. Cup of crap with Halo Joe. Anyway, this week we got a 3-game series against the Rangers coming up. Tonight at 6:38, Tuesday at 6:38, Wednesday at 6:38. Then on Thursday, we're going to start a 4-game homestand against the Mariners. Again, 6:38 on Thursday, 6:38 on Friday. But don't forget on Friday, if you're going, pick up your Los Angeles Angels corked hat, where it's a white hat with the cork brim on it. And on Saturday at 6:38, head on down to the game and watch them, which would be on the 13th, and watch them play the Mariners for the 3rd game of the 4-game series at 6:38 again. And pick up your beach towel. Now I'm going to tell you something. I like the beach towel. I mentioned it before on Todd's post show. It's the chest logo of the City Connect jerseys, that handwritten Angels logo with the silver halo. White towel has the red strip on the side. I love it. I love it. I want it. I'm not going to be able to attend that game because I'll be out of town, but boy, do I want that towel. If anyone has an extra one, you let old Halo Joe know so I could pick that up. Because I got some good Modelo Angel beer cozies for you if you want to trade. And then on Sunday, of course, early 107 against the Mariners. So we got a 3-game series with the Rangers, and then we got a 4-game series against the Mariners. And I think that Mariners team, that's going to be a wall right there. That's going to be tough. That's the Angels hitting sparked up in one of those games. I don't see us winning any of those. And Rangers, it's 50-50. Who knows what happens? I don't know. But anyway, hopefully a decent turnout. And maybe if you want to say a good month like we had in June, yeah, I'm for that. Let's do it. Let's build some of the confidence up with some of these younger guys like Zach Neto and Ohapi and get them, to put some wins and some more experience under their belt and get them moving along, hopefully using them for the future. God knows what Artie's thinking on what he's going to do this offseason or towards the end of the season or after or before All-Star break. I don't know. They don't say anything. We don't know. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me this morning. Have yourself a great week this week, whether you're watching the Angels or not. I understand if you don't want to. Be safe out there. Be good to each other. And I'll catch you soon. Peace in the Middle East. Are they still saying that nowadays? I don't know. But peace out there anyway. And peace be with all of you. Have a great day and a great week. Bye-bye.